Casa de Huysman to do a live Locked On Astros podcast to talk about the live coverage of the YouTube broadcast of the Houston Astros. And the Astros did not disappoint in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of fans. Martin Maldonado did great. Alex Bregman, 5 RBIs. Wow. And Framber Valdez, he did great. We'll talk about this and more on this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Talks Stros. Find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. And you can find the show at Locked On Astros, but you can find this fella right next to me. Where can I find you on Twitter?
At H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter and Instagram, and at Stros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always Stros.
All right. So thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen on Twitter and on YouTube. And we got a lot of subscribers. We got a lot of people checking out our content. So make sure you subscribe to us and make sure you listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Odyssey, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Check us out and listen to us on your way to work. So today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline, where the game starts. So I don't know if even BetOnline would have thought that Martin Maldonado would have had the go-ahead 3-run homer today. Then Bregman, who hasn't really had the Alex Bregman season that most people predicted. He would have 5 RBIs. Framber Valdez has done what he's been doing all season. But this was a great all-around game for the Houston Astros. They went ahead and secured this, even though at the end of the day, this doesn't really matter. It's just this is a piece of plastic.
Hey, that's a silver boot we're talking about. This is an award that they write books about, that your great-grandchildren will hear about the 2022 Silver Boot Series. It was a highly contested series. Not really. Let me tell you, I would have bet that Martin Maldonado would hit a home run because I'm still convinced that he either hits a home run or he strikes out. And so I love seeing him get that hit. I loved seeing Alex Bregman go off, him and Tucker both getting hits. It was kind of like a hit parade today, Eric. It was a great showing by the Houston Astros because last night, after that insane 5-run outburst in the 10th inning, I was shocked. I was like, hold on, we're going to let the Rangers punk us. There's no way we lose this series. And the Rangers, at the end of the day, they're trying to figure out ways to beat us. And one of the things that we need to talk about that we did not mention last night before we get into this game was the intentional balk, the intentional dropping of the baseball. Now, why would the Rangers intentionally drop a baseball so that Alex Bregman would go from second to third? What did Woodard say about that action on the mound?
Well, what he actually said was he thought that it's not that he thought that the Astros were cheating. He thought that it was intentional gamemanship, and he thought that the Astros does it better than any other team, especially Alex Bregman. And he said that it's just something that they just do. And I don't think he was saying that they're cheating, but he just said that it's just something that Bregman especially does good. And this is what he said specifically. He says they're really good, and that's not cheating. It's just taking advantage. Bregman is probably the best in the league I've seen. He doesn't miss a pitch. If there's anything to know out there, he knows it. I respect the heck out of them because they put a lot of time and effort into it. So that's why on the thumbnail, I put the Astros are good at ... winning, because yes, they may be able to steal some signs the legal way, but also that's what all teams do. And when a runner's on second base, you do that.
I've just never seen that. I've literally never seen that. And I mean, they had a 5-run lead. Now, he said they would have done it regardless. I really doubt they would have done it if they had a 1-run lead, because then you put the guy in scoring position intentionally. He's already at second. Why would you move him up to third? But I'm just glad he didn't chase a red herring like you see a lot of people will randomly chase. But, coming to this game today, this was a game where you bounce back, you got to win the series. And with the YouTube crowd, it seemed like a Rangers broadcast. There were a lot of Rangers alumni and current Rangers broadcasters on this game. If I remember correctly, Blummer did one of the YouTube games, I think, in the past. But I would have thought that they would have evened up the broadcasters between Astros and Rangers, give it both a home and away feel. But I don't think they did a bad job. I thought they did a good job. And I cannot remember his name, the young man from the MLB Network who was sitting next to CJ. I like his commentary on MLB Network, and I like how they talked about Framber's work this year. I like how they talked about the respect that the Astros should get because of the team that they are. And there was a lot of positive talk out there, and they recognized Adolis Garcia. This guy just seems to do everything against us. And, today, even though he was 1 for 4, he's a guy there. Every time he steps up to the plate, you're like, is he going to hit another home run?
Yeah, he kills the Astros this year. I don't have stats in front of me of what he's done in his young career, but he's just one of those guys that's going to kill the Astros. Julio Rodriguez with the Mariners is going to be a guy that's going to do that. And I think Shohei Ohtani, if he stays with the Angels, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to create terror against the Astros. But there's those guys that just do good against certain teams. You had Jim Edmonds in the past. You have Albert Pujols in the past. And you always have those teams that you just play well. I remember Lance Berkman used to play really good against the Reds. And so you just have those teams that you just feel really comfortable with. And so it's just for some reason, Adolis Garcia plays really good against him. So Marcus Semien had a home run in the 9th inning today. It kind of made it a little bit closer. The Astros held the Rangers scoreless until the 8th inning. They got 2 runs then the home run in the 9th inning today. So overall, Framber Valdez pitched another quality start, 7 innings. I know that some could say, well, he needs to learn how to get out off the pitcher's mound a little bit quicker because I know Yuli had to cover first base a little bit on his own. I know Chandler Rome made a few comments on Twitter about that he's not covering first base as he should. But overall, when you pitch like Framber Valdez did, 7 innings, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, his ERA is 2.73 on the season.
I can't ask for much. I mean, I guess if we're looking for things to comment on and we're looking for things to pick on, yes, okay, you can talk about that. But Framber Valdez is a guy that's like solely focused on what he's doing. And I mean, he's going to have to do that. And I'm sure one of the coaches will pick up on that and talk to him and do some PFPs. That way his pitching performance on the mound, fielding wise, is not a detriment to the team. But it's very rare, Eric, that a pitcher makes a mistake that is so detrimental that swings a game in the other team's direction. But he is literally one quality start away from tying Mike Scott. Mike Scott, if you kids don't know who Mike Scott is, if you did not grow up watching the Astros like I did, you've got to look up Mike Scott. He was absolutely legendary, and he has 20 all-time consecutive quality starts, and Framber Valdez is at number 19. I love it. And you know what I loved about the commentary is they were like, look at this guy. He kind of looks like the Predator with his dreads. And then in the dugout, the Rangers players were saying the same thing, the first baseman. And so I believe Lowe was mentioning that. But for the Astros, I love when they perform on the big stage because it's in front of the whole country. And the YouTube player of the game, one of them, because they're giving away 2 awards, they said, was Framber Valdez.
And I'm sure Alex Bregman was the other one because he had 5 RBIs. And This is the Astros' 6th straight silver boot. Yeah. Yippee yay, yippee ki yay, yo yo yo. I can't say that word. I can't say that word. You know that.
Yippee ki yay.
This is a PG-13 show. So
Mother Tucker, Kyle Tucker. You get it. Okay, King Tuck.
All right. So speaking of which, we're going to have to talk about Dusty Baker's great return to the locker room, and a lot of us had some questions about some decisions that he's been making recently, and he answered some of those questions. So we'll have to address that in a second, and also we'll talk a little bit more about the impending decision about who goes up, who goes down. But I guess Seth Martinez's. I know he's been nailed so far, but he didn't.
Yeah,
look
maybe his performance today maybe the performance today is what maybe sends him to the minors to quote unquote work on things.
I doubt that.
But here's the deal. All I know is this is if you are not feeling like you are in the best health shape of your life and you haven't been able to find a way to get sustainable weight loss, you need to realize that it's through your liver is the key. Your liver is your body's metabolic furnace. And most of us have overworked livers, but now it's easy to rejuvenate your liver health and reignite your metabolism thanks to Liver Health Formula by Pure Health Research. Liver Health Formula contains 8 liver-boosting super nutrients like turmeric, beet, and artichoke extract. No more uncomfortable digestion. No more feeling tired and low energy all the time. And best of all, Liver Health Formula makes it easier to maintain healthy body weight long term. As a listener of this show, you can try Liver Health Formula risk-free today and get a free bottle of Curb Fit with your order. Curb Fit is a safe and all-natural appetite suppressant, making it easy to say no to naughty foods. This makes it perfect complement to Liver Health Formula. Get Liver Health. Go to getliverhelp.com/MLB to learn more. That's getliverhelp.com/MLB and try Liver Health Formula completely risk-free.
I know there's some cool giveaways this weekend at Minute Maid Park. Simple Seats is the place to go, right, Brett?
That's right. Simple Seats. Now, if you're tired of going to ticket sites and paying the extra 20 or 30%, whatever they charge, look no further than SimpleSeats.com. Not only is SimpleSeats.com fee free, but they're also locally owned. So I love supporting local businesses, and you should as well. What they've got here is they've got Astros, Texans, they've got Rockets, they've got Texas Aggies, U of H Cougars, and they've got more teams on their way to their site. You can go to their site, and if you don't want to be hassled with picking a specific seat, they have zone seating, and those zone seat prices have a discount where you basically pick the section, they pick the best seat, you go to checkout, it's literally one page, one click, boom, you're out. And today, if you use the promo code LOCKEDON10, you'll get $10 off your first $50 purchase or more. That's LOCKEDON10 off your first $50 purchase or more at SimpleSeats.com. No fees, lower prices. It's that simple. SimpleSeats.com.
All right, so thankfully Dusty Baker came back to the Astros locker room, and a lot of us had a lot of questions about some of the decisions that he's made while he was away. Yes, he was making the decisions about who's in the lineup, and it wasn't Joe Espada. Joe Espada was probably doing the day-to-day activities. But I have one comment before we get started. Dusty Baker said that you know how one of the games was broadcasted on Peacock? Yes. And he said that he did not have a login. How does the manager of the Houston Astros not reach out to the Astros, to James Click? Hey, James. Hey, Jim. I don't have a Peacock login. First of all, I don't know what this is. But so can somebody help me log in to this so I can watch my guys play?
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I hadn't heard that. That's actually, most fans would probably say, Eric, that sounds about par for the course, because there are a lot of things that have happened in the lineup. Now, before we go forward on this discussion about the lineup, I mean, this ball club is sitting pretty. We are atop the AL. So I guess we have a luxury of complaining about the small things because we don't have a team to complain about, right?
Yeah, I wasn't done, though.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even know. My bad.
He actually watched a game on at Bat app like you and I would.
Really?
But he also was watching a Bob Marley documentary while he was doing it. So
Dusty Baker. So
your manager of Houston Astros.
My theory is confirmed. Like I said, this is how I picture Dusty Baker in my mind. He goes to the clubhouse. He's got like a Hawaiian shirt. He's got a straw hat, and he's got like a pina colada made out of a real coconut. And he's like, hey, here we got a baseball game today. Just because he just comes across as this, like, he loves life. He's had a ton of life experience, and he's just having fun right now.
Yeah.
And whether you like Dusty's decisions or not, I know there are decisions that I've even questioned. I've questioned them publicly, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on this show. But it is crazy. You're right, Kizus. It is crazy that he doesn't have a login. Can we get our manager a login, please? Or look, just wear a mask, come over to my house. We can watch it together.
Yes, that is a Rangers hat behind me, and Brett can also say that I do have a Nolan Ryan 7th no-hitter poster that's signed over there. It's got a lineup over there, but it is Nolan Ryan, and that is Nolan Ryan's signed hat. So
we do not. Hey, I have a Mark McGwire autographed jersey. If it's an autograph of a legend, I don't care what team they're a part of. I've got some old Yankees on my wall, Duke Snyder, Whitey Ford, guys like that. Yeah. So don't be hating on our collection. All right. Peep the hat though. Y'all know y'all like it.
All right. So by the way, why the heck did Dusty Baker start Trey Mancini today? I mean, he went 0 for 4 today. He sucks. Why the heck is he in the lineup? He should be sitting. Alvarez should be in the lineup. What the heck?
See, I think Eric's just trying to be funny here because we all know that we wanted Trey Mancini starting. And, of course, all the people that, I don't know anybody who's saying he shouldn't be starting, right? But like Chas McCormick, I made a joke on Twitter. I said he threw a guy out from left field. Dusty Baker's going to rest him because he doesn't want to throw his arm out. Right. What did he do? He rested him. Now, that's not why he rested him, but it was just funny that he sat. And it is odd that you have players that sit in certain times. And I understand we have 50 games left. So right. that's the levity part of it. That is the foundational part of it. But Eric, this offense has only scored a few more runs than the Rangers. Are you aware of that?
Right.
And we need to start
pitching
scoring.
Staff is the difference.
But we need to start scoring more runs, what I'm saying, and getting a groove. We need to get hot for the playoffs.
Speaking of getting hot, are you ready for this? We haven't done this in a while.
Thoughts by Dusty.
All right.
So I didn't know where that was going.
So here are some thoughts from Dusty. So if you're wondering why Mauricio Dubon keeps on starting when Justin Verlander's on mound, here's his thoughts on this. Right now, my best thrower is Dubon, which is why I play him when JV starts to stop him from going first to third, because it's going to be a low-scoring, close game when JV pitches. So,
now, I don't have a problem with that. If that's his strongest arm and that's the stats he has, I don't have a problem with that per se. But I want to know, does Dubon have a stronger arm than Chas McCormick?
According to Dusty Baker, yes.
I want to see the stats on that. I'm just saying, Eric, I kind of checked Dusty a little bit. He said that there was a person in the lineup today because of the matchup and the pitches,
right? Because
the pitches he threw were not the pitches that were favorable to him.
Mm-hmm.
And the pitches that the pitcher throws are actually, McCormick has his highest average against those two pitches, the four seam and the changeup. He's batting almost 400 on both of them.
Oh, he actually addressed why he's not starting McCormick against the left-handers too. He said, I don't have the quote in front of me, but he said, well, it depends on what left-handed pitcher he's starting against. Certain left-handed.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
This guy's only started. This is only his second start. Right. And the two pitches he primarily uses is the four-seam fastball and the changeup. Right. Go look at his numbers on Baseball Savant. Right. Go look at the 4 pitches he's faced. His highest average is against a four-seam fastball. His second highest average is against a changeup. So I actually kind of wrecked that narrative. I don't think they read the numbers right. I'm just saying, I don't mean to call him out on that, but it's not correct. Unless I'm reading the numbers wrong, that is actually an incorrect statement. And I wouldn't say it if I didn't see it for myself.
Right. So going back to what he said about Trey Mancini and playing him at first base, he said, well, it depends on who's pitching for us. If Framber's pitching, then I need Yuli. He's a Golden Glove. He'll find a way to play. So Yuli is a Gold Glove. This is exactly what I told y'all. Yuli is going to play first base for Dusty Baker. As long as he's manager, he's going to be playing first base.
And
I told y'all.
he has not overall defensive rating. He has not been a Gold Glover. Now he's second in the league in scoops. Okay, I don't know. Like it's not ice cream scoops. Okay, we all agree he needs to eat more pizza and drink more Coke again. But scoop wise, apparently he's rated second in the league. Okay,
Right.
Maybe he needs more scoops of Bluebell or some sort of ice cream. But hey, Yuli didn't look bad today. He got 3 hits. I mean, he did decent at the plate, and so he contributed.
Right.
I don't mind the lineup, Eric, as long as they produce.
Right.
I don't mind the lineup, but there are times when I think you do need Mancini in there more than just every 4th day. Right here.
It's a comments. I love this. I mean, I guess I can't put that one on, but one of them says, I'll put this one up. Yuli is a stopper at first base. And then the next one, the next one says that Yuli can't hit worth a darn. Let's just put that.
And Yuli hit better today.
Right.
And right credit keys. That's right. Maldi today.
Right.
Maldonado. I mean,
let's finish out the thoughts with Dusty. Then we'll finish out the rest of the game. But also, he mentioned Jake Myers. He said that if in a perfect world, he wanted Jake Myers to stay at AAA a little bit longer after his minor league rehab to get more at bats. He's one of our best center fielders, but he'll never get it if I don't play him some more.
I think what he's saying. You got to read between the lines here. What he's really telling you is I think he should be playing right now at Sugarland. But
Right.
because he's in the major leagues, I'm forced to play him
Right.
where I would rather have someone else, because if I don't get Jake Myers up to speed, he's going to be an absolute zero in the playoffs. And that may be the cover that Dusty gives himself in that.
So that goes to this one, and he's saying, I'm trying to put guys where they're most likely to succeed and try to get the guys that were here to try to get them going, because the guys that are here are the reasons that we are where we are. So that was kind of a...
And I get that. I don't know that Jake Myers this year is the reason why you're at 70-something wins. I don't think...
You don't think so?
Eric? How much more plain do I need to make this for the audience, for the kids in the back? The bottom line is this. We're never going to agree with all of Dusty's lineups. Right. And I'm convinced of this, Eric. You either like Dusty or you don't. Now, I don't really have an opinion. Like, I like him as our manager because I respect him. I don't like some of his decisions. I think you can like him as a manager and dislike some of his moves. I think that's the balance, and that's where I draw the line.
Yeah. And one other thing he said today, I don't have the quote right in front of me, but he said that he doesn't like OPS. He said that's a fan stat, and he does not follow that. So,
oh wow, he threw shade on the whole metrics world. Yeah. He's like, Moneyball this. Like, that's a freaking, that's like going to war with all the baseball savants. Interesting. Wow, man.
So
play your cards right, kids, because Dusty don't care about your expected wobas. I'm sorry, he doesn't. And Dusty's a manager, we're not. And again, I'll make this point again before we get to Blue Nile, okay? Is the Astros have stats, and the Astros have numbers that they look at that you and I don't have access to. They have their own quantification of success and failure. And the way you and I quantify success and failure isn't the way they do. And how do I know that? They don't pay us, guys, and they don't pay y'all. They pay somebody else. So you've got to trust the process. It's tough sometimes, and you can disagree, and you can have a different opinion, but it doesn't always mean it's right. My opinion doesn't mean it's always right because it's my opinion. And I think there are some things that are situational. So at BlueNile.com, you can celebrate all of life's special moments from creating a custom engagement ring of her dreams to gifting a classic and timeless jewelry piece at all price points that you won't find in your traditional store. Right now, their main business is getting you with the right wedding jewelry or the right fine jewelry for that special someone in your life. It's authentic. It is a paramount type event when you create engagement rings with them. They'll let you choose diamond shape, size, clarity, and setting style. Blue Nile's Bench Jewelers will then handcraft her perfect engagement ring. Each ring is one of a kind. Looking for fine jewelry and have trouble choosing? They've got people on hand 24/7. So this is what I need you to do. Make the moment sparkle with jewelry from BlueNile.com. And going on now is the Blue Nile anniversary sale. Save up to 40% on classic fine jewelry pieces and 25% on engagement ring settings. Plus, every order is insured, ships free, and arrives in discreet packaging that won't give away what's inside. Shop stress-free and find your forever piece. Go to BlueNile.com today.
Alrighty, so it's time to talk about betting. I know we all like to bet, especially Mattress Mac. He loves to bet, but if you want to get the betting information that maybe is us, the local people don't get, the public, go to Bet Online. It's the fastest and easiest way to check on all your betting needs. Find all your favorite sports and events at the #1 online source for odds, lines, and games. Find reviews and news of every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf, and who wins The Bachelor, like Brett likes to do. So BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports wagering information, from live in-game betting, scores, and podcasts. They have you covered. Head to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to learn more about the action happening today. BetOnline, where the game starts.
So, Eric, I have a question for you before we move forward, because I see a lot of chat. And if y'all are listening, you don't get to see the chat. That's why you got to come to YouTube and subscribe and check us out live when you get a chance. It's fun. We can throw your comments up there. We give you credit. But I see a lot of people talking about World Series and World Series that Dusty hasn't won. Question. The Astros win the World Series in 2022. Will anybody admit that Dusty was the reason they won the World Series, or will they give the team credit? And if they lose, will they blame Dusty but not the team? Do you see what I'm saying?
I think it'll be a team win. So I think it'll be the manager and the. I think they'll be like, well, Dusty made this decision and it led to this, but I think Dusty will get them to the playoffs, and I think from there it will depend on how good the starting staff is. But just think of how good the rotation could be.
I think the people that and I'm saying this because I've been critical of Dusty, but I think the people that are most critical of Dusty will say this: that was a team win. That was not a Dusty win. They won in spite of Dusty. That's me just reading the temperature in the room and who we talk to on a daily basis. Now, I tell people when I coach sports, not Major League Sports, but when I coach youth sports, when the kids win, I give them credit. When the kids lose, I take the credit. I put it on me, and that takes a little bit of pressure off of my young athletes. But I just think there are some people that no matter what Dusty does, Eric, they're not going to like it. They won in spite of him, or they lost because of him. So I think he's darned if he do, and he's darned if he doesn't. Either way, for some people. But if they do win, y'all do need to give this man credit, because he has been to the playoffs with 5 teams. No other manager has done that, not even the greatest managers.
All right, so Chris Walton asked, who would, I'm guessing there's a conversation going about who would be going to the bullpen.
Okay.
Who would get warmed up faster? It's obviously Christian Javier, because he's done it before.
Yeah, I think Christian Javier, because Garcia is very routine in the way he winds up. Urquidy, to me, is a little bit slower worker when he's getting warmed up. Christian Javier seems to be like the guy that would be more your Johnny on the spot person to come in and make that start. But man, Lance McCullers, we talked about it last night, but before we do, we missed this. Drew Gilbert, in his first at bat with the Fayetteville Woodpeckers, hit a home run, pull power. This kid, he's got swagger, and he's already in the top 5 of Astros prospects. Right now, him and Melton are like 3 and 4 in the top 5 prospects. No Forrest Whitley to be found there.
Right. Yeah. So Forrest Whitley is still, he's still making his way up. He's still trying to make his mark.
He struggled the other day. He didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't look great. He gave up some runs, gave up some hits. He's not looking great. But yes, this bat flip kid, and this bat flip kid has Drew Gilbert has a foundation called Bat Flips for Kids. We need to find out, more about that. But I'm excited about the future. But right now, I'm excited about 2022 because if you watch the comments of the 75,000 plus people watching this game on YouTube, there's a lot of trash Astros talk, but there's a lot of respect. There's a lot of the Astros are just good. And that was really cool to see the varying comments, on there.
I'm glad the bots are not we're not the only ones.
They got hit by the bots. I was like, the bots are out, and my wife and my son were like, the what? And I said, well, you just look right there what it says. So we're not the only ones that fall victim to the bots. Hey, by the way, thank y'all for stopping by.
Yeah. So this is, like you said, this is Framber Valdez's 19th consecutive quality start. And Martin Maldonado, after the game, said that he thinks that Framber Valdez is a $200 million pitcher.
Okay, hold on. Martin, you can't be like at the end of your career and drive up the price on your friend there. Martin's like, y'all hate me, but see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive the price up on my guy Framber. No, actually, that's what a catcher does. He pumps up his pitchers. He pumps up his battery mate. That's Maldonado was in there because Framber Valdez. Maldonado is going to be in there whenever Framber pitches to calm him down. Vasquez does not know him well enough. But in the true sense of the word rental, I think Vasquez is a rental. I think Mancini is someone that you can keep around.
Hey, by the way, we currently have the best record in American League,
That's
at least for the rest of the day.
At least for a few hours, depending on what the Yankees do. The Yankees
I don't think they're playing tonight.
Are they off today? Nice. They're a travel day. There you go.
They're off
I love
tonight.
It. Okay.
That's why I said for the rest of the night.
Okay, so we get a full 24 hours of being in first place by a half game.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. The Astros have clearly stated they do not care about first or second place.
Right.
James Click has said on the radio, we know where we are. We know what we're made of. We're just trying to get to the end of the season. We're gonna be competitive, but they're not going to drive into the ground the perfect lineup, the best lineup every day, because you don't want to wear your horses out before you get to the main race.
Yes, and so if you're looking at what this Leody Taveras, this guy is going to be a thorn in Astros side for a while. He may not have a lot of power, but
he's a very good player.
Right.
I've actually seen him play a couple times against the Space Cowboys, and he's a gamer. So they've got a lineup, dude. And 2 or 3 years, they're pitching when their guys come up, when they feel the team that their prospects are going to be filling those roles. The Rangers, mark my words, they're gonna jump over the Mariners. The Angels are the Angels. I mean, that's like, why would he even mention them? But it's going to be the Astros and Rangers division here in a couple seasons. They will be very competitive. It'll be a much more fun, competitive series,
right?
Because we've completely owned them this year.
Right. So it's good to see Kyle Tucker getting some hits again. It's good to see Yuli Gurriel. I know I'm not going to go get all excited off of one big game, but it's good to see him getting some hits and the lineup getting 10 hits overall. Jeremy Pena got a hit, even though he had 2 strikeouts, but the offense got 7 runs, and especially as bad as they've been struggling recently. So going back to the decision coming up this weekend, Brad Ausmus and the A's are coming to town, and we know Lance McCullers.
Wait, Brad Ausmus?
Isn't he? No, he's not sorry. I forgot they fired him. Never mind. Who's over there now? Isn't it?
It's like Eric Kotze or
Eric
something.
Kotze, yeah.
I was like, Brad Ausmus is coming to town. I thought maybe he was playing with them.
I forgot that he got fired.
The A's are that bad?
Yeah, I forgot that he got fired. But anyway, the A's are coming to town, and so we got Lance McCullers on the mound, and so somebody's gonna get the boot. It's not this boot. It's gonna be Seth Martinez, Brian Abreu, and I still don't think Phil Maton would be the guy, and he's good in certain situations, not those high leverage situations that he was put yesterday. So
exactly. Well, so I mean, you've got the Astros at 72.
Oh, they said Ausmus is the A's bench coach.
Oh, he is the A's bench coach. Okay. Oh, I stand corrected. I had no idea. The last time I saw him manage, he was with the Angels, and that's the last I remember him doing anything. We know he hates the Astros now, which is kind of weird. The Astros are 72-41. The A's are 41-71. So
Cool.
this is the tale of two teams.
It's upside down.
It is. It is an upside down game. But this is one of those trap series where the A's are going to come in and they're going to play you the best they can, and they're not going to come in and lay down. We're going to have to battle against Laureano, guys like Tony Kemp, guys in their lineup that have had some decent success with us this year. I mean, we went to Oakland and they kind of took care of us last time we played them in Oakland. So we're hoping for everything because it's Hall of Fame weekend, the Terry Poole bobblehead. There is a Billy Wagner jersey Friday night, I believe. And then Sunday.
Minute Maid Park Stadium replica.
No, it's Astrodome.
Astrodome. Oh.
Astrodome Stadium, removable dome stadium on Sunday. So it's a big giveaway weekend. I know I'm going Friday night. Maybe I'll get one of those Wagner jerseys. We may be going to another game this weekend. But if y'all get to go, I would go early because there's only 10,000, I think, of those things being handed out. And we need big crowds. I hope it's a sellout crowd for Saturday for Lance McCullers.
When did the the Guardians get in first place?
They've been in first place, Eric.
Oh.
Yeah, they've been in first place
I
because
guess
they've won 5 in a row.
I ignore the Central Division.
We do ignore the Central Division. I'm still picking Minnesota to be my sleeper. I know they haven't been playing well lately. I just think that if they made the right moves and they get hot at the right time, that the Yankees may have something to look forward to. But honestly, the other day when I was looking at the playoff projected bracket, I would have rather the Astros be in the number 2 spot than the number 1 spot.
And how about AJ Hinch being the acting GM for now until they find a GM? And then,
well, I've heard a rumor that they're talking about Lunau.
Oh,
Castellani was talking about that on Twitter. So can you imagine Lunau and Hinch reuniting?
No.
Would Major League Baseball allow that?
I don't see those two getting back together.
I'm just saying.
That's just
now. Do you think AJ Hinch goes into a general manager role?
No, he already said today that he would. I saw something today that said that he would not. He wants to stay as a manager. Okay. He doesn't want to be that.
So he does want to stay. He doesn't want to go somewhere because people are saying, well, maybe he bolts.
No, he said he wanted to be a manager. I don't know if he wants to stay with the Tigers, but he wants to stay as a manager. He does not want to be a GM. So, but reunion for AJ Hinch and Luna would be weird.
Oh no! I'm just saying it was being talked about. What if we went out and got Luna? I'm like, that would be
if
hilarious.
They get back together. They need to work on their communication.
Do you think they don't like each other?
No, I don't think it's that. I just think that depending on what reports you believe, that they didn't really communicate well about the whatever. Anyway, I believe that's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. Some team called the what are they? The Athletics, the Elephants, or whatever you call them. They're coming to town, and so I'm excited to see if we can actually play better against them because they've kind of been our daddy this year, and so we need to break that habit.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, and here's another reason why Jake Myers was playing, because the Rangers are basically a AAA team, so maybe Dusty is like, this is still AAA baseball.
So are the A's.
Okay, so we're playing 2 AAA teams. It's like the Pacific Coast League aggregate team. You know, they're trying to win more games so they can get. That's Adam Euler, sorry.
Euler.
Yeah, I thought his name was Euler. He has a 7.63 ERA, and sometimes the Astros have a way of making these guys look like
it's Cy Young out there. Look,
I mean, look at that. So Diaz is hitting 500 against him, and Jeremy Payne is hitting 500 against him, and Tucker is hitting 1,000. I'm wondering. Oh, look, Yuli's 333. Guess who's starting first base tomorrow? Not Trey Mancini.
Yeah, especially after 0-for-4 day, he sucks. He should be sitting on the
terrible.
bench.
Why did we trade for Trey Mancini? now all the Yuli followers are gonna be like, we told you. Anyways,
all right. By the way, guys, all this talk about Trey Mancini sucks. That's all satire. We've been
completely joking. Yeah. I think they know that. I think they've heard us believing that Mancini should be getting more playing time, and I just. Like, I understand jostling the lineup, but I'm wondering at what point in the season, towards the end, are they going to say, okay, these guys need to know where they're hitting in the playoffs? When will that happen?
Oh yeah, and also about Mancini, I forgot about to tell you this earlier, but Dusty Baker addressed that too. He said that if about Mancini, he said there's only one Gold Glove. If I've got a fly ball pitcher, about Mancini, he's only played 13 games in the outfield in Baltimore before he got here. I've got to play my best fly ball guy out there.
I know we're asking you to play him at first base, Dusty. We're not asking you to play him at left field.
I know. But people are asking him, why aren't you putting him in left
Oh,
field
they
if
asked
he's
him
listed
that.
as a left fielder?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I could have told you that. I mean, he probably watches Locked On Astros because we give you the best information, right?
Yeah. So, and Vasquez is playing. He is.
No, Vasquez has not. Someone said Vasquez has deceased on. No, he's not. I joked the other day and said that, Mancini's been traded, and Vasquez has not been traded back to the Red Sox. He's there. He'll be in there. He'll probably be in there tomorrow against Garcia. Maldonado will get that start Saturday against Lance McCullers. And so, what's up?
I think you need to make his day.
What? I don't.
That's in reference to you, but that's it. So, all right. At the end of the day, bottom line is the Astros are a great team, and we really appreciate you subscribing to us on YouTube, and keep on subscribing to us, and make sure you tune in to us every day, and go ahead and join us. Wait, today's Thursday, right?
Today's Thursday, so we will see y'all again on Sunday evening.
Wow, it's been a long week.
It has been a long week because we've been back to the real world.
Yeah.
Like you
Teaching.
regular folks who have real 9-to-5 jobs. We don't just do this. But you know what? Thank you for myself and Eric Huysman. We enjoy doing this. We enjoy the interaction with y'all. Y'all are what makes this show so successful and so great. So make sure that you subscribe to us. Make us your first listen. Tell a friend about us and catch us live. Or when we're at a game, come say hi to us. H.L. Wheelhouse, Eric Huysman, Locked On Astros. The Astros are America's team. Go Astros.